Hi. I talk a lot about picking yourself up from your bootstraps and trying to do something productive and making yourself feel good about yourself and get your self esteem back and all of that. This video is for those of you, and we've all been there, who just can't get out of bed. You're just like, that all sounds good, Renee, but I'm not painting a picture today. I'm not doing any gardening today. I'm not writing or reading anything. I just am staring at the wall. It is an extremely poignant place of despair when the rug is pulled out from under you, that by somebody who told you, convinced you, and sold it to you that you are their world. And then they change their mind and you're left in pieces. And I get that, and I just want you to know that I 1000% was there. Moments still creep up when you're there, and you can't fathom what happened. You're stunned at what happened. You are, hi mommy, you are so despondent, you can't picture anything at all on earth making you feel better. I feel like if that's the case with you, a couple of things that helped me through it, and you're gonna laugh probably, but I'm not kidding. I binged watched a lot. And when I say binged, I mean I would play it constantly in the background so that my mind was always on the show. And I'm not even kidding. And it helped me through a very tough period because I didn't want to think about my own situation. I didn't want to think about my own despair. So if you have to mind-numbingly binge watch 8 seasons of something straight, and I know you got to go to work and you take care of your kids and you have things you got to do, but if you can't manage to do any of the pull your bootstraps up positive self-esteem building exercises that we've discussed, or activities or hobbies that we've discussed, it is okay to be a bum in your spare time and recharge if that's what you need. And I read something that I love, and I'm going to read it to you because it's by Laura Ding-Edwards. It's called The Mountain. If the mountain seems too big today, then climb a hill instead. If the morning brings you sadness, it's okay to stay in bed. If the day ahead weighs heavy and your plans feel like a curse, there's no shame in rearranging. Don't make yourself feel worse. If a shower stings like needles and a bath feels like you'll drown. If you haven't washed your hair for days, don't throw away your crown. A day is not a lifetime, a rest is not defeat. Don't think of it as failure, just a quiet, kind retreat. It's okay to take a moment from an anxious, fractured mind. The world will not stop turning while you get realigned. The mountain will still be there when you want to try again. You can climb it in your own time. Just love yourself till then. Now, I love that poem because it definitely talks to the people that I'm talking to. I mean, that the people that I'm trying to reach right now that feel that way. You're just like, I don't want to do anything. I can't think of anything. I binged watched, and I began this channel in January, and I'm trying to spend my time in a constructive manner by helping other people. But it was a road here. It was a road of recovery here, and it was a tough road. It was a tough road. And let me tell you something, the coping never stops, right? So I occupied my mind by watching other people's lives, non-stop on a loop. I didn't even let myself have a minute to think. I invested in my favorite characters and enjoyed Rescue Me, Chicago PD, Lucifer, Monk, Mentalist, The Originals. You know, you look at all those, and several of those are narcissists. So that's pretty funny that that I picked those. Queen's Gambit. And of course, Schitt's Creek, always from its first year on its own loop. It's on its own loop always in this house. And I'm telling you, I was not letting my mind have a second to think. And when I say that, what I mean is I would play it and fall asleep to it. And that's not me. I don't play TV to fall asleep to it. I didn't want my mind having quiet for 1 second. If that's where you are, try binge watching something if you haven't. You might say, I can't even get into it. I can't even get into it. Find something. The ones I just mentioned are all some of my favorites for the past few years. And some of them are older and I looked them up. But my point, and maybe you're a reader, and that's the thing. Reading, to me, takes more concentration. So you might not even have the strength in you to sit there with a cup of coffee and a book and hold it open. But if you're laying on your pillow and you want to get your mind off something, binge watching is a way to do that, and I'm not even kidding. You do whatever you need to do to get yourself out of that bed and get yourself upright and moving on to the next phase of rebuilding yourself and rebuilding your self-esteem. Do not let the experience make you feel so hopeless that you think there's nothing you can do to snap yourself out of it. You might say to yourself, Renee, this is ridiculous. Watching TV is not going to help me. No, I didn't say it's going to help you. I didn't say that. But I did feel in my case that having my mind invested, it's got to be something you like, in a story, in a character, in their well-beings. It's all fictional, of course. Or maybe you like documentaries. I love documentaries. I couldn't even watch them. I had no concentration. I had no focus. I had no anything. And I'm sitting here telling you that and admitting that to you because you might see me as being on the other side of something and you're in the middle of something. I have days where I'm still in the middle of it. And I will put on one of those shows in the background just to help me hear that soundtrack and channel the strength I got from, at some point I got out of bed, and you will too. You will too. And I'm not even kidding. It really helped me. And movies, you might say, well, what about those? You can do whatever you want. I couldn't even have the concentration for a movie. I just played series. They were easier. You know the characters, story to story, episode to episode. You can really catch on. I didn't even have the concentration for movies. And it's a very, 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 very sad place. And I don't want you to feel alone. I don't want you to feel that nobody understands. And I don't want you to feel that you can't get out of it. I was in it. And not very long ago. Not very long ago. But at some point, the series will end. Use that as a calendar for yourself. I'm going to give myself 1 season, 5 episodes, 8 seasons. I don't care what you need. But you need to find something that will occupy your mind numbingly. It was mind numbing. And I'm not saying those shows aren't smart. That's not what I mean. But it doesn't take concentration to binge watch 8 seasons of something. It doesn't. Especially when it's entertaining. You'll find laughter. You may find lessons in there. You might see a strong character in there, female or male, depending on what you are, and gain strength from that character. I'm not even kidding. Ooh, that girl wouldn't handle this way. Ooh, that was a good line. Oh, that's a good outlook. You'd be surprised what you can gain from it. If you're on your pillow anyway, give it a shot. Grab the remote. All right, this girl's a pain in my neck. She's not going to shut up until I binge watch something. All right, Renee, you happy? And just start. It might occupy your mind. And when you're doing that, keep in mind that your value is such that you're working on getting yourself back together because you're important. You're important to people around you. They may not, and that's the hardest thing too. You do it when no one's looking. Like no one knows you're going through that. You would never tell anybody you're going through that. You would never say out loud that you can't get out of bed. That you're so wiped out from the experience that you can't get out of bed. That's not something any of us like to admit. Try to do something like that and occupy every single second of your mind until you are bloody ready well to deal with it. And if it takes you a second, an extra minute, then maybe by next week, next month, tomorrow, everyone is different. You will find the strength to take the next steps in healing yourself. And I am with you. I feel so bad if you are in that point of despair, that initial rug got pulled out and you can't see straight. And I'm with you. I just wanted to let you know I've been there too, and I managed to get to the other side. And then there's more work to do, right? We've talked about that in other videos. But I started to think about that, and some of you are just in bed, and my heart goes out to you. It really, really does. God bless. Chin up.